When it comes to twin flame mission, I think most of the people who are awakening on their spiritual journey, who are twin flames, are obviously having a great interest. What is twin flame mission really and how it really unfolds in front of you? I believe that all the souls who are volunteering here on earth who are twin flames are carrying a certain soul mission, a certain energetic mission by default. Even without your conscious awareness, you are a part of a bigger picture and you are on some sort of a soul mission, even without your realization. As we all know, that there are different types of missions, and as you start awakening and you start remembering who you are and why you are here, you would start realizing what your individual mission is. So you start becoming consciously aware of your mission. You start becoming consciously aware of your purpose. And what is the biggest challenge in this particular scenario is that once you start consciously being aware of what you are supposed to do, your ego also comes in the picture because you are now consciously aware of the mission. If you are working on your soul mission without being consciously aware of it, it is pretty easy because it's all happening on the soul level. But when you start coming into the remembrance of what it is, it starts throwing a lot of challenges because now you are consciously aware of it. So your ego mind is also involved in that understanding. And because of this specific challenge that your ego mind is also going to be involved in your remembrance, it is utmost important that you are consciously ready to hold that particular mission, because you are going to deal with that mission along with your ego mind. And that is why this whole process, how it unfolds and how you actually start realizing this mission, is really interesting to look at. I have already made 2 videos when it comes to understanding twin flame mission. Today's video I am making very specifically to explain how twin flame mission unlocks. Most of my sharings which I do in my videos come through my own experience, whatever realizations or learnings I have got when I was going through my twin flame journey and spiritual awakening. And it also is supported by some sort of a spirit guidance, which I have been receiving time to time all throughout my spiritual journey. So there is a certain understanding I have developed when it comes to realizing or activating your spiritual mission, the individual mission. So this video is divided into 2 parts. The first part of this video is about your journey from your root chakra to your heart center, which is the initial grounding journey in your twin flame experience, as well as in unfolding your soul purpose. And the second part of this video is explaining about your journey from your heart center to your throat chakra and how it is related to unlocking your mission. Namaste everyone and welcome back to my channel Awaken with Pradnya. All those who have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel and click on the notification icon so that you can get notifications whenever I upload the new video. All those who want to consult with me one-to-one, I do conduct personal one-to-one sessions to assist people who need help on their spiritual awakening journey as well as on their twin flame journey. All those people who want to connect with me on Facebook or Instagram or on Quora, where I have shared thousands of answers on twin flame and spiritual awakening, all the contact links have been shared in the description of this video. Now let's start part 1 of this video, which is about the journey from your root chakra to your heart center. When we start awakening spiritually, we also start realizing that there is something which is called your soul mission, or there is some sort of a purpose why you have been on this journey so far, why you have met your twin flame. And it's just not about a mere romantic encounter, but there is some more deeper purpose to it. And when, as spiritual seekers, when we start knowing more about it, when we start seeking more on our spiritual path, we have this very common question that how do I identify my spiritual mission? How do I activate my spiritual mission? I have seen so many people who have been questioning this to themselves. And I think understanding this whole spiritual progress from the perspective of Kundalini makes a lot of sense, because That way you can really start structuring your experience in some way, because many times it happens that as a spiritual seeker you are just feeling that you are blindfolded and you don't really understand how far you have progressed, how far you have to go, where you have reached, and everything becomes so ambiguous and you don't understand what to look forward to. So I just want you to imagine yourself as a normal person, the person who was living their normal life in the matrix. You had very common normal aspirations in your life, being successful in your career and in your life, meeting somebody who you really love the most and marrying them and making babies and growing old and dying one day as a successful human being. I think this is what is the average expectancy of any normal human being. But then there is something which happens in your life where you meet your twin flame. Everything turns upside down because that encounter literally changes everything for you. That soul recognition happens, your heart center has activated, and suddenly your whole energy body gets activated, your Kundalini starts being awakened, and everything shifts for you. So, this is the first event in your life which actually aggravates or initiates that whole transformation or a shift in your mundane matrix life. So I feel when we start our twin flame journey, we all of us go through a dark night of the soul because our ego is so stubborn. When we start awakening our kundalini, our ego is trying to hold on to those negative traits, power, insecurity, fears, anxiety. Your bottom three chakras are related to your earthly matrix life: the root chakra, the solar plexus, and the sacral chakra. So your Kundalini awakens and your whole energy body starts churning out. So you start feeling a lot of pain, a lot of sadness, you are crying for no reason, and your bottom three chakras are completely purging out everything, whatever does not serve you. And our soul is trying to pull us out of all those three chakras and trying to trying to bring us to our heart center. And there is this huge struggle between our ego and our soul, and because of that we enter into this dark night again and again whenever our ego is being so stubborn and we are not able to let go our old conditioning and our old belief systems. So whenever we are processing and purging these three chakras and whatever we have stored in these three chakras, our ego will come again and again to hold us back and ground our awareness back into those three chakras, not letting us rise above the solar plexus. Now, before I start explaining you further, I want to explain something really important to understand over here. When it comes to your chakras, your root chakra or sacral chakra, or any of your chakras from your Kundalini system, there are certain terminologies which we use: activating of the chakra, or operating from the chakra, or anchoring into the chakra. So what are these terms and what exactly those terms mean? When you say activating the chakra, that means there is something energetically getting activated in that particular energy center. So when we say that twin flames activate your heart center, something is being unlocked, something is being unblocked, and there is some sort of a activation, some sort of a cause and effect is taking place in that particular energy center. When you say you are operating from a certain chakra, that means your awareness has been anchored to that particular thing. So somebody who is really an angry person, who is always jealous about people, who are always having the fighting instinct, that person's awareness is operating from the root center. They are operating from the root chakra. Somebody who is really loving, kind, spreading love around is operating, like their awareness is staying in their heart center. So they are more or less operating from their heart center. So there is a huge difference between your chakra being open, your chakra being activated, you being a person who operates from that particular chakra. And when you say you are anchored in that particular chakra, that means you have really worked through all the lower level chakras and you have actually raised your awareness up till that particular chakra and anchored your awareness in that chakra. So even when you are tapping in another chakra, like for example, if I'm anchored in my heart chakra, I may be tapping into my lower chakras. However, my awareness is residing into my heart center. So again, I come back to my heart center because I'm operating from my heart center. I also may tap into the upper chakra. Sometimes I may tap into third eye, or I may tap into my crown chakra. But my residing place of my awareness of my soul is heart center. So I'm operating from my heart chakra. I'm anchored in my heart chakra, but I can also tap into other chakras and again come back to my heart center. So I hope you understand what is the difference between opening your chakra, activating your chakra, operating from your chakra, and tapping into other chakras. As you start processing and purging more and more denser consciousness from the bottom three chakras, you would start coming more and more into your heart center. So many times you are really in sadness, but somewhere for 2 minutes you really feel bliss. So that time you are actually tapping into your heart center. But you are not able to be in your heart center all the time, but you feel it. You get that trailer of how it really feels when you be in your heart center. But as you start processing and purging more and more the denser consciousness, you would start getting more and more into your heart center. And then the time comes when you have really processed most of your denser consciousness. You start feeling one with the whole universe. You start feeling one with God. You start feeling one with your twin flame. You hold a lot of love for your twin flame. You hold a lot of love for everybody around you, not just your twin flame, but you would start empathizing with everyone around you. You would have these bouts of love for plants, for animals, for stones, for rivers, for mountains, for everybody around you. And it would have this very, very blissful feeling in your heart. You won't worry much about past or future. You would start staying in the present, and you will have this sense of balance, bliss, and peace. And when you start feeling that, it is an indication that you are more and more coming into your heart center. That is the place when you also start surrendering to the divine. You are naturally able to surrender. If you are in a twin flame separation, you would not chase your twin flame anymore. You would not worry about your union anymore. You will feel that union inside your heart, and you would start becoming more and more peaceful in your heart center. There are times when you feel it and then you again snap back to your sadness. Then again 2 days you are completely sad, then again you come back into your heart center. So these are like the fluctuating times, the transitional times when you are tapping into your heart center, but you are not yet fully anchored yourself into heart center. But then as you progress, there comes a time that you are fully anchored into your heart center. You are completely operating from your heart center. That is what I would call as union with self, which is the most crucial and most important stage of twin flame union. That if you are not in union with yourself, you cannot be in union with your twin flame. So having that whole sense of union with yourself with the divine, that same time you also start feeling that union with your twin flame as well, that okay, you are not different, you are one with them. And that I would call as union with self, that you are in that perfect peace and balance and harmony with yourself. Your inner world is not really affected by anything which is happening in your outer world. And I think the whole crux of twin flame journey is this, that are you able to carry yourself through this journey from the root chakra, through sacral chakra, through solar plexus, and successfully snap out of solar plexus and start operating fully from your heart center. Now you might ask me that how long it will take. I think how long does one take completely depends upon person to person, because what sort of factors which will involve in determining how long it would take. One is that how far as a soul you have progressed through your past lives and this life. Second is how stubborn is your ego. The more you are stubborn in your ego, the more time it takes the divine to crack your nut. And third factor is how much you have suppressed in your energy body, because as you have gone through several lives and you have stored so much of negative belief systems and patterns inside your energy body. So it also depends upon how much is there and how fast you are able to process it. It's not really easy to process it, so it definitely takes a lot of time. It takes years for a person to fully purge the negative energy and to come to a state where they really feel healed and balanced. For some, they might reach in 2 years. For some, they might take 5 to 6 years. For some, they might even take more than a decade to actually go through that journey. There are also people who would never reach their heart center in this life because they are so much holding on to their ego and their control and their powers and their belief systems that they are just not ready to release it. And probably they will take another lifetime or even several other lifetimes even to come to this awareness of reaching their heart center. So there is no generic answer to this particular question, that how long it would take for you to rise from your root chakra to your heart center. But I do feel that meeting a twin flame and going through this spiritual progress is a fast track to ascension, because your twin flame becomes your second engine to push you on your spiritual journey. It is not just you, but also your twin flame energy and the divine third energy backing you up, literally backing you up to ascend to higher realms. So you should be grateful that you have got somebody, even when they are in separation, that they are there energetically with you to push you onto your ascension process. If we really compare to other scenarios of people awakening, twin flames are really awakening very fast if they let go of their ego and they really surrender and start walking on their spiritual path very seriously. Uh, Now, why I have told this whole scenario in such a detail, because when it comes to understanding twin flame mission, I want to say that if you are going through this journey from root chakra to heart center, you are still going through this journey of qualifying yourself for something big. If you have not been able to reach up to your heart center, that means you have not even qualified yourself for anything. So the divine is also testing you time to time, whether you are really able to carry something if it is given to you. A lot of people feel that only being a twin flame is entitling them to activate their mission, or they are entitled to do a mission by default because they are twin flames. This is a misunderstanding. It's not true just because you are a twin flame, you are entitled for a mission. Not really, because the divine is definitely going to taste you. You are here in your human body, and you really need to prove it in the physical reality that you are remembering who you are, and you are well prepared physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically to hold and carry and accept something which is bigger than human life. Are you really able to understand that? So you would be tasted time to time, and I think coming to your heart center is kind of a passing of that exam. So whatever I spoke now was just a foundation. If you are coming into the heart center and if you are starting to operate from the heart center, that means you successfully passed a first milestone in your twin flame journey, and you successfully started operating from your heart center. So your ego has diminished, you are able to control your ego, you can understand and surrender to the divine, and you can operate from your soul willingly, mindfully. So this is like a basic ground or a basic foundation which is built, and you have become like some sort of a graduate. And that is the point when you actually start your journey, your true journey to your soul purpose. Till the time you are not in your heart center, it won't start. So this is the first part of this video. Now I want to little bit talk about the journey from your heart center to your throat chakra. The whole of your spiritual mission, whatever your spiritual mission is, it is going to get revealed to you, it is going to get activated for you when you are going through this journey from your heart center to your throat chakra. Once you're coming into your heart center, it is now another journey to another level of ascension. So, and it is the real journey now you are starting, because so far you were processing the earthly challenges, but now you are coming into your heart center, and now while being in the human body, you are going to process and understand and ascend to the spiritual realms. So when you start growing from your heart chakra to your throat chakra, you would also slowly start tapping into your third eye more and more. You would also start tapping into your crown chakra more and more. And this is where you start shifting your awareness into the fourth dimension, into the fifth dimension more and more. It's not that you were not doing that otherwise, you were doing it, but now, as you have already been operating from your heart center, it becomes more faster, it becomes more aggressive. Your journey to throat chakra is also equally challenging. I'm not saying that you have got rid of all the earthly challenges, because you are still in your human body, you are still holding certain societal beliefs which are not necessarily negative, but they are definitely affecting your life. You would start disassociating yourself from the metrics. So you would start losing your interest in normal life. You won't be interested in TV, news, politics, drama, any sort of thing which is related to a real, denser consciousness. You would definitely start letting go of material things. You won't feel like aspiring for accumulating a lot of property or do a lot of investments. You would start going away from the need to do all these things. Most of your aspirations, which used to be there, which were pretty materialistic, you would start to shed off those aspirations, and you would start having new aspirations, which are more in alignment with your heart center. When I was going through this process, it was very hard, because even when you are operating from your heart center, you're ultimately you are in your physical body, so your ego is with you. So really getting rid of all your earthly expectation, your old friends or your old aspirations, letting go of whatever you had done so far is not easy. It's very hard. I really had a hard time. I really strived hard to hold on to my career. I really strived hard to hold on to my company, which I had started. And it took me almost 2 to 3 years to really understand and accept that this was not on my soul path, and I had to let it go, and there was something else for me. It did happen, but it took time because my ego was coming in between again and again. According to my understanding, if your throat chakra is completely open, active, and balanced, that means your inner life and your outer life is the same. However, when you are operating from your heart center, it is the internal change, right? You have internally transformed, and you know what it is. It's your internal realization. Now, when it comes to the throat chakra is about the expression. It's not about internalization. It's also about expressing your truth. It's about communication. It's about the true expression. It's about true self. So many people start tapping into their creative abilities. So many people start painting, somebody is writing poetry. Many people would get drawn to arts, music, or literature, or anything which is somewhere connected to the divine realm. So it could also include esoteric practices, esoteric knowledge, spiritual practices, astrology, healing, teaching, research for something. Of course, all these things, whatever you are tapping into, would naturally would be aligned to your soul purpose. So your journey from your heart center to your throat chakra will actually put you in a place where you start expressing yourself, or you start becoming your truest version even outside of you. So whatever you are inside, the same person you are outside. There is no facade, there is no double life you are living. When I started understanding that this change has been happening into me, there was a great transformation in my life. I lost this fear of what people will feel if they see my videos, what my mom will say, what my relatives will say if they see me sharing such things. I lost that fear of what people would say if I do something. I started coming into my own sovereign power. I lost this fear of expression. I can express myself freely in front of anybody and everybody. I don't hold anything inside me because I'm afraid of showing my truth to somebody else. So, the most important factor I want to mention over here is that, or for all those who are asking this question, that how do I identify my mission? Mission is not identified. And why I say that, because who is going to identify that mission? And the answer is your ego. Your ego mind is going to identify the mission, but the soul missions are not identified with your ego mind. If you are sitting to identify something, that means your mind is at edge, your ego mind is working on it, your soul may not be there. So, my suggestion or advice, whatever you want to call it, to all those who are really looking out for mission or trying to identify the mission, is that don't look for it, don't try to identify it, but you can assess yourself with this particular factor, that are you operating from your heart center in the first place? And if you are, you would be already on this journey towards your throat chakra. So the second question you should be asking to yourself is your life the same outside the way it is inside? That the answer to that question can actually give you this idea where exactly you stand when it comes to unfolding your mission. If you are not really at a place where you can stand by your own truths and be in your own sovereign field without having any fear and express your true self to everybody around you, that means you are in a position to activate your mission. And probably by that time, you already have started sensing what it is. Your mission would get unfolded in front of you when you truly are ready to become an instrument of God. Till the time you are operating from your ego, that cannot happen. This whole feeling that you are just a human body, just a medium which God had sent here on this place to serve something to somebody for a certain purpose, God is getting it done through you. If you are anchoring into this particular state of mind, you would start seeing your mission. All those who are really wanting to activate their mission really need to introspect on all these things, whatever I have shared so far. There is a lot to talk about twin flame mission, and even this particular aspect of what sort of missions are there and what people are doing and all those things. I definitely want to share all those things, but not in this video. I think this video, I have provided enough food for thought for all of you. So this is all for today, and I'll come back with another part of twin flame mission. I have already done 2 parts of twin flame mission. I hope you have watched those. If not, please watch those twin flame mission part 1 and part 2. This is all for today, and see you in the next video. Namaste.